Guys, we're going into a different dimension on this fight. This is one that you need to see. The left made a brutal miscalculation. They're realizing it. Even the Democrats understand that the mask has slipped, and everyone in this nation saw the monster that hides in the darkness behind these leftists right here. What I'm about to show you is what the only option that the Democrats have left. They are moving, they are evolving, they are sending out memos and talking points, and the only thing that they have left is to destroy Charlie Kirk's memory, destroy his character, and destroy everything he stood for through character assassination of a victim of political assassination. This is a move that they have to do for self-preservation, and I'm going to walk through the entire thing right now, and of course, it's going to backfire just like everything else has because America is awake. We see these ghouls for exactly what they are, and the darkness is frightening. Now, of course, guys, if you are down for that fight and you want to be part of this and take that example and take that Charlie Kirk and take that to the next generation and save our country, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on because we are going there full steam. We have a new source of power, and that is the multiplication effect of Charlie Kirk's final sacrifice at the hands of leftists. No problem saying it. All right, let's get into this, people. We got to talk about something. I'm going to show you a contrast first. And then I'm going to show you what the Democrats are doing and why it is essential to understand where it comes from. It comes from something called the rules for radicals. They absolutely must do this for self-preservation or they will not exist anymore. And the big irony is it's only going to hurt them more when we spread this stuff out. All right, check it out. First thing I'm going to show you is disgusting. It is actively disgusting. This is a musician who Marco Rubio just revoked his visa because he was doing some very disgusting things. But this is the left. Okay, and this is what's causing the actions of the Democrats, which I'm going to show you. Watch this. This is a hell of a contrast to that I'm about to show you.
I want to dedicate this next one to an absolute piece of shit of a human being. The pronouns was, were. Because if you chat shit, you will get banned! Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk, you piece of shit! Oh shit!
Rest in piss, Charlie Kirk. Your pronouns was, were. Are you seeing the monster and the evil in the darkness? Because that's what you're looking into, and it's real uncomfortable for a whole lot of people. But let me show you a little bit of a contrast. That's what the left is doing. Okay? Let's go to the right. Arizona. Then we'll go to California. Then we'll go to Wisconsin. Then we'll hop over to Ohio. Then we'll hop over to California. And now finally, this one is in Southern California. So yeah, you tell me which side is in the position of moral authority. Because the left, and you saw the Palestinian flags, you saw the pronouns was, were, you talk shit, you get banged. That's the left. And the mask has slipped. But the bottom line is, you're winning because that mask fell flat off. And now I'm going to show you what the Democrats are doing. They have to do something to preserve their brand. Out of self-preservation, they must take action because this is killing them. Watch. Nancy Pelosi, I showed you this the other day. You do not see them normally do this. Listen to her say, this isn't their fault, this isn't their fault. No, 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 mea culpa, mea culpa.
People don't have any intention of saying something that's going to lead to something dangerous, but we cannot take responsibility for the minds that are out there and how they hear it.
Well, we can't take responsibility for how the minds are out there and how we hear our rhetoric. Really? Did you see the opening video right here? Rest in peace, pronouns was, were. Yeah, but they can't be held responsible for that because after all, it's just rhetoric. I mean, it's not like it has any kind of, oh my gosh, it does. It has a backfire, all right. We're going to make this country better than we found it. Charlie Kirk's ultimate sacrifice just showed every single person in this country, even those who weren't watching, who these people are. Because now they're distancing themselves. But watch, they also have to partner that with a destruction narrative. But before I do that, let me show you J.B. Pritzker. This is really important because, again, they're all distancing. Watch this.
You have called Republicans Nazis.
No, I have not. That is completely false. I have never called Republicans Nazis.
I'm glad you cleared that up because there are some...
Well, that's what they'd like to say. They're lying. They're lying.
Yeah. Why would you not say they were not? Hold on, come on. Let's get close real quick. Why would you not say they were Nazis? Because I thought that you were the party that was saving democracy. It was a crisis of democracy. I thought the entire thing was fascist. I thought all these different languages and pieces of rhetoric that you were using to emotionally motivate your base, I thought that was just and right and true. So why are you backing off? Why is it all of a sudden a bad thing? Because they know the implications of this. That's the entire point. The left fully understands that they are getting politically smoked. Now, let me show you what they have to do as a necessity. This is the part where it gets real gross real fast. Because after they do the self-preservation and distancing, they have to do something else. They have to start attacking the character of Charlie Kirk and undermining his character, and have to character assassinate him after he's been politically assassinated because it was effective. Listen to what they say. Again, this is the left. They are doing this out of self-preservation because they are algorithmically pot committed. Watch this. Don Lemon.
Criticize me, but I can criticize you and mock you. Charlie Kirk was a hateful piece of shit. And he was a man who used his talents to radicalize young people, to bully the most marginalized on earth. And it is perfectly fair and fine for the rest of us to not engage in a hagiography or a sanitization, but actually show his hateful rhetoric and how they actually radicalized young people. And Nick Fuentes.
Okay, I don't care about Nick Fuentes. That has nothing to do with anything. Here's the point. Don Lemon. Charlie Kirk, as the guy just said, was a POS. Now, why would you do that if you know that there's a nationwide emotional outpouring across the nation and across the globe? I've shown you all of these different pieces of pieces of vigil. I've shown you all of these gatherings in Charlie Kirk's name. I've shown you across the entire globe, from Australia to New Zealand. Maori are doing hakas for him. Britain's doing the... Why would you do this? This makes no sense whatsoever unless you have to destroy. Saul Alinsky's rules for radicals. You have to isolate the target. You have to identify the target. You have to isolate the target. You have to demonize the target. You have to destroy the target. That is exactly what's happening. And they're going after Charlie Kirk's memory because it's effective. They know that the only way that they can preserve themselves and their political ideology is to destroy and castigate the man who was now politically assassinated at the hands of one of their own. It's not a question anymore. And as you can see right here, Ed Krasenstein does a nice little coverall. Political violence is never acceptable. I strongly disagree with most of what Charlie Kirk said, especially when he attacked women, transgender people, and minorities. See that backhanded insult? That rhetoric was harmful and wrong. But disagreement, even with speech we find offensive, can never justify violence. Real coverall. We honor our values by standing firmly against hate and against political violence. And then he publishes a greatest hits of why Charlie Kirk is a Nazi video. Let me show you a few of these pieces. Guys, they are fully revealing themselves, and this is what we're going to constantly reinforce, and we are constantly going to defend the memory of Charlie Kirk. We're going to defend our country, and we're going to save it from this darkness. Watch this.
Comparing abortion to the Holocaust.
Absolutely I am. In fact, it's worse. It's worse. Were these blacks trying to go rob her? Happening all the time in urban America. Prowling blacks go around for fun to go target white people. That's a fact. Black crime is a major issue in our country. Why are you pushing criminal justice reform exactly? Joy Reid and Michelle Obama and Sheila Jackson Lee and Ketanji Brown Jackson, they're coming out and they're saying, I'm only here because of affirmative action. Yeah, we know. You do not have...
So, isn't it interesting that in that little, we are all against these horrible things, but here's more how bad this person was, character assassination. Now, the Ketanji Brown Jackson thing. Let me take you to another little clip here. Of course, I got to stop by another existing representative. I believe this guy's out of Colorado, saying that Republicans are just as bad. And look at these horrible images. Look, oh my goodness gracious, look what they did to Brandon. Oh my God, with an imagery. Now, granted, they just literally killed a thought leader in the right, but don't worry, the picture right there is really scary. Listen to this. This is an important part about Ketanji Brown Jackson. Charlie Kirk, who flunked out of community college, assassination, claimed that Ketanji Brown Jackson, who was a Juris Doctor, cum laude, from Harvard, didn't have the brain processing power to go to college. Charlie Kirk was racist. Hey, look at this. I have a brain. I covered this. Amy Coney Barrett rips Ketanji Brown Jackson over dissent and birthright citizenship. Listen to these quotes. Conservative Supreme Court Justice Amy Coney Barrett stunned veteran bench watchers Friday with a blunt takedown of liberal Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson's extreme dissent in the landmark birthright citizenship case in which the Supreme Court curtailed lower courts' use of universal injunctions. Quote, "We will not dwell on Justice Jackson's argument, which is at odds with more than 2 centuries worth of precedent, not to mention the Constitution itself," wrote Barrett, the court's second newest justice, in a jaw-dropping rebuke of her colleagues, the newest justice. "We observe this. Justice Jackson decries an imperial executive while embracing an imperial judiciary." They absolutely require the character assassination after the political assassination of Charlie Kirk. It is a requirement for their own self-preservation. It's going to backfire. It's going to make them look awful, but it's what they must do in order to preserve their status quo. Newsflash to them. They have no idea what's coming. They cannot comprehend it, and all they can do is their regular old tricks where they must destroy. And that's what I've got for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.